All right. Let me bring on Billie here. Hang on. Say something so I know you have audio.
Hi, Caleb. Hi, guys.
Hi. Hi.
How's it going?
What I'm going to do really quick is we're going to do a Q&A with Billie, business Q&A. And then before that, Billie and I are going to go through the events for this year. So hang on one moment. We have Unchained CEO events. We have events with me and Billie. And then we have Caleb only events and Billie only events. We have a lot of events. And the Billie only events are like insane. Like sharks, like swimming with sharks.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Hang on a second. Let me
That's
my
exactly
slide.
right, Caleb.
Oh my God.
I'm an adventure lady.
I know you are.
You know, in fact, today I was supposed to leave for the Galapagos Islands. But unfortunately, my best friend, who's also my coach, and is involved with Caleb, she's a mindfulness coach, lost her dad, and she is caring for her mom now. So we weren't able to leave. So I'm in like fix it mode. I installed the closet system in my bedroom, and I'm putting one in my office right now. Yeah.
My first wife was like very handy, and she could do that shit like more than me. So it was kind of cool. I'm like, okay, can you want to just fix this and I'll go work? And she would fix everything in the house. It was awesome.
I'm not particularly handy, but I can put together flat pack furniture. So
yeah, I mean, I would imagine you're equivalent handy or equivalent or at least equivalent to me because I'm not that. I mean, I can do computer stuff, electronic-y stuff, but like shit around the house, I can do basic bullshit, but I can't.
We remodeled my entire house and I did a bunch of it myself. Not all of it, but a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. Okay, hang on. Let me share my screen. Hang on.
All right.
Entire screen. Click. I have so many screens. I don't want to share the wrong screen. There we go. Okay, so hang on.
Who knows what Caleb has open?
Yeah, you don't want to know, dude. It's, you know, you'll pass out. Okay, first of all, Billie, do you have a link yet for your stuff yet or not? If not, we'll send an email out. Do you have that? Do you have a link for your stuff yet or no?
It should be live. It's bosscooperative.com/
for your events / events. Okay,
events.
so two things. And if you're listening to the podcast, I'll verbally state this. CalebJones.com/events. Now, those of you on the live stream right this second, if you go there literally right this second, some of these things will be missing. If you are watching the replay of this or listening to the podcast, it'll be all up to date by the time you hear this. So CalebJones.com/events, and then bosscooperative.com/events for the Billie only events. Cool. If you're on my mailing list, you'll get all the information. But just so you want to check that out, we have all that stuff.
What's that? Put links to all of Caleb's events on my page too. All of the events that I'm involved with.
So, oh, cool. Okay, there you go.
We're doubling down, so you'll be able to find us.
Good. Okay, perfect. All right. So I'm going to go through all the events I'm going to go through the block of the Unchained CEO events for Billie and myself and just me. I'm going to go through the Billie events. We'll discuss all these and we'll answer questions as we go along. And then when we're done with this, we'll open up for business questions for Billie. And see, I already see a guy question for Billie. I already see it. You guys are animals. All right. One person is asking how many guys have hit on you via email since the last time you showed up on Caleb's live stream, Billie. See, that was the first question.
Only you, D. Only you.
All right. No particular order. So I'm doing 2 masterminds. We're doing this all over the country. So don't I'm not going to Dubai. Wait, it's the whole planet. Don't worry. We're covering the whole world this time. So I'm doing a mastermind April 26th. If those of you who are already in the vicinity of Dubai, more and more of you are now. We got a lot of you are moving to Dubai or moving near Dubai. So if you want to do that, mastermind really quick is when I limit it to 5 people, and Billie has her own masterminds. 5 people, and some of them you'll have Billie and myself. It's 5 people in a room all day long with me, and it's intensive coaching. We go through the entire day with each person in the room. I limit it to 5 to make sure everyone gets plenty of time. We do that all day from like 10 a.m. to like 6 p.m. and then we go out to dinner. It's an entire day of me. And just me and I max it 5 people. So I'm doing a few of those this year. Then the London seminar that I had to cancel last year. I feel very bad about this. So I'm making it up to you guys. I'm going to be in the UK for about 3 weeks this year. 3 weeks this year in June. So in London, For you Europeans, we're doing a low-cost seminar, and then we're also doing a mastermind the next day. So the seminar is going to be June 8th, mastermind June 9th. You can do both or just one. That way I'm covering you. The masterminds are a little more expensive. The seminar is going to be, I think, $89 US. It'll be like a 5 Flags business seminar. It'll be me. That'll be in London. I'm not giving you locations for any of these things. You get those in the email. I get stalkers. You think Billie gets stalkers? I get stalkers. Phoenix Mastermind. I'm doing that in June 30th. Paraguay. So this is Billie and myself. This is the Paraguay Platinum event. So the way it works here is that all of our Get Residency events, there's 2 versions. There's a signature version, which is you can do whatever you want. There's no date. You can sign up and do whatever you like. And we work with you. You go down by yourself, but we take care of you when you're down there. We have people down there. Then we have the Platinum version where it's an event with Billie and myself and the whole group of guys. We all go down. We're there for 2 weeks. We do various things. We have a very set curriculum this year. We've revamped it. We have a whole bunch of stuff. So that'll be it's about 2 weeks, right, Billie? It's about
10 days, 12 days.
12 days, 12 days. So that is July 15th to the 26th. So I'm giving you plenty of advance notice. By the way, that's when you want to go to Paraguay when it's nice and cool. Right now, it's very hot there. But their June, July, and August is their winter. But their winter is like 73 degrees Fahrenheit and sunny. I mean, it's awesome. That's why Paraguay is awesome. That's why I'll be there for 3 months. So we have that. Then, if you don't want to get residency, but you're super interested in Paraguay, we have a Get to Know Paraguay event. It's going on at the same time. It's less money. You come down with the same group, and there's a bunch of stuff we edit. You learn. You want to talk about that, Billie? Because that's more your thing.
Sure. What I do is host a get together with some of the locals and some expats that I've met. We usually do a dinner that's catered into the apartment building where we stay, have these speakers. It's pretty informal. And then we hang out for a couple of hours longer and usually we watch Anthony Bourdain's Parts Unknown because I think it was his great grandfather disappeared in Paraguay. So
Really?
we kind of make an evening of it. We also do some outings. So if you wanted to try, laser hair removal, or you want to get a massage, or you want to check out a men's only sauna, there are a lot of really cool resources, and I'm happy to point them out to you. We're also working on some field trips to Encarnacion and San Bernardino, which are
Cool.
2 of the expat communities not far from the capital. So
Cool.
it'll be whatever you guys want it to be. Honestly, we decide as a group what to do. We split up into separate groups and do our own thing, but we make the most of it. And the coolest thing is that we stay in an apartment building about 3 blocks away from a mall and a park and a grocery store. And it's a really cool grocery store. It's like shopping at Whole Foods for like 5% of the cost. So
Yeah. It's so cheap.
yeah, we really get the whole experience. It's awesome.
Yep. We also do, for both the Get Residency event and the Get to Know event, we always do a real estate day where people interested in buying property or buying a house or getting a condo or farmland or whatever. The guys go out, we do that too. Billie organizes that. That's pretty cool. I've never done one of those. I should probably do one. I should probably do that this year. So you have that too. We do a lot of stuff. And so it's the same, you can tell it's almost the same dates for the Get to Know because it's the same group. But we have that option too. Then this is somewhat tentative, but I'm going to announce it anyway. I'm pretty sure we're doing this. Billie and I are going to go over to Uruguay right after the Paraguay event for about 3-4 days. Montevideo. We're going to do an event over there. We don't know what we're doing there yet. Billie and I have to figure this out. But so shortly there will be a thing. You can join us for that. If you want to come down for the Paraguay events and just stay an extra 3 or 4 days, you can come with us. I mean, literally the same plane. It's like a 1-hour flight to go to Uruguay because we're setting up some stuff for Uruguay. We're setting up a Get Residency in Uruguay, which I've been talking about for a while. So we're going to go over there. It's Montevideo specifically. We might go to Punta de Este, which is their beach resort. We might do that too.
We might need to.
There's no reason not to. We should. I mean,
if
there's
you're
no reason
there.
not to. Yeah, if you're there, we might as well. I've never been there. I've been to Montevideo several times, but so we're doing that as well. Yeah. If you didn't know, Uruguay is the flag you want if you think Paraguay is too rough. Uruguay is more on the level of like Armenia, maybe even beyond Armenia and Mexico. It's a level, maybe a little step above Mexico in terms of infrastructure. Very strong infrastructure, but the same vibe of Paraguay. It's called the Switzerland of South America. Doug Casey, those of you who know who he is, he hangs out there. His whole thing is down in Uruguay. Uruguay is awesome. Uruguay is great. So Uruguay is a good option for you if you really want to do South America and you want something mellow like Paraguay, but Paraguay is just the infrastructure makes you nervous. Uruguay is your answer. Uruguay is awesome.
Or if you want to be on the beach.
Oh, that too, right. That's the one thing Paraguay doesn't have is a beach. It has a river, it has lakes.
But of course, not having a beach makes it a little bit safer, in the face of a worldwide calamity.
Right. That's why I talked about the beginning of this podcast. Right. It's safe. So depends what your priorities are. Next, the Get Residency in Dubai, November 4th to the 18th. It might be a little longer than the 18th, but we'll discuss that if you're interested in doing that. That will be me. If we get a bunch of people signing up, then I'll have Billie come out too. But that's going to be about
Billie wants to go.
Yeah, if we get a bunch of guys signing up, if it's just a handful of guys, it's a little more expensive because you have to include the cost. You're getting a corporation. So the difference with the Dubai service is that it comes with a corporation. You have a UAE corporation and residency of both as a package. You don't get one or the other. It's kind of cool, but it is a little more expensive. But here's the thing I talk about in Dubai. If you're a higher income guy, and I mean higher income, like maybe even 100,000, if you know you're going to save more money in taxes than the cost of the service, you should just do it. If you're not going to save, then you shouldn't do it. So that's in November. Then something else I'm doing around the same dates. I don't have the dates are tentative, but I am doing this. This is a more expensive thing. This is a Dubai immersion thing that I'm doing, where you will literally for about 4 days follow me around. You will live my life with me. I mean, you will literally in my home. You'll watch me work. When I go to appointments, you'll come with me there. You'll make Pink Firefly if she's here. You'll meet my friends. I mean, you live my life for 4 days. It's total immersion, Caleb, for 4 days. It's not cheap. It'll be a little expensive. I'm going to limit it to maybe 4 people, maybe 5. I don't know. But that's the website for that will be up in about 2 days with specific dates. So that'll be November. It's going to be a little expensive, only if you're hardcore. But you guys have asked for it. This is one of those things as a test. Some of you guys have asked for it. I'm offering it. If it works, I'll do it every year. If it doesn't work, this will be a one-time thing. Cool. And then we'll make it a business thing so you can write it off because it's mostly work, but not all of it. All right. Mexico Get Residency. So the dates for this, Billie, unless you correct me, this is the same thing with Mexico as all of our services. You can get residency in Mexico whenever you want. You can do whatever you like for the signature service. The platinum service is an event where Billie and everyone is down there. I don't know if I'll be there or not. I haven't decided yet. I got to figure that out. That's going to be in October. We don't have specific dates yet. Is that correct, or do we?
We do. We have dates.
We do.
It is going to be October 7th through the 18th.
Okay.
So November 7th through 18th.
And it's going to be in Cancun. Booyah.
Easy to fly there, no matter where you are on the globe. Lots of fun things to do. I checked it out ahead of time for you. So we went to Merida last time, and I spent a few extra days in Cancun with one of my friends checking everything out.
Cancun is better than Vegas. Cancun is the shit.
Oh, Vegas sucks.
Well, I like Vegas too. Vegas is not for everybody, but Cancun is awesome. Holy shit. I have never heard of someone going to Cancun and saying, I don't like Cancun. Cancun is so fun. It was, the first time I was there, it was a billion years ago, but it was Billie. It's better now. And Billie's right. That's one of the main reasons we're doing this. It was harder to get to Merida. We did it in Guadalajara too. Cancun's a very easy direct flight for most of you. For all of you, it's an easier flight. Because it's
a tourist destination, the flights are much cheaper and more abundant as well. So it was a strategic move. Merida's beautiful.
Cancun. Oh my God. You will gain so much weight in Cancun, especially go to one of the all-inclusive resorts. Damn, it's like being on a cruise, but it's better because Cancun. Cancun is so awesome. Damn. Okay, cool. I may have to move my
Yeah,
schedule around.
we stayed at a
Yeah,
very cool Art Deco hotel, like an art hotel with
cool.
30 rooms and a private beach. It was awesome.
Private beach. Okay. Yeah, there you go.
Yes, so on either side of us were those all-inclusive resorts with people like 4 rows thick on the sand. And in
Yeah.
our little spot at the beach were 8 chairs and 2 or 3 people. It was awesome.
Cool. Perfect. Perfect. God damn it. All right. And that's our cheapest get residency service is Mexico. It's the cheapest one of the 4 we offer because it's Mexico. It's cheaper. And it's also, it does require a few more appointments before you go. You have to go to your embassy. We could talk about Q and A if you guys want to. But it's pretty straightforward. Mexico's pretty easy. Once you get your appointments done, Mexico's a breeze. Paraguay is relatively easy. There's a lot of paperwork you got to screw around with. Dubai, there's a lot of screwing around. It's governments. It's the way it goes. But Mexico's probably the easiest one. Armenia is pretty easy too, though, I should say. So Mexico and Armenia are both pretty easy. All right. Okay. Billie events. So this sounds fun. I said this the first time and some of you laughed, but let me explain this. This is for Americans only. This is get residency in South Dakota. Why would you want residency in South Dakota, Billie?
Well, Caleb, there is no state income tax. There is no corporation tax, and there are no personal property taxes in South Dakota. So my residence is South Dakota as of December. I am a South Dakotan.
So this is like a baby step a lot of you Americans could take if you're not ready to leave the country or that stuff, but you want to reduce your taxes and be a little more free. You can very easily, it's one of the easiest places. You're basically switching your driver's license essentially, right? And and so that is going to be May. We're doing that twice. That's going to be May 22nd and 24th. So if you're in the United States and you're in, New York, New Jersey, California, get your residence in South Dakota. Now, will it eliminate all of your taxes? No, but it'll eliminate a lot, or it can, depending on how you're arrayed, especially if you're self-employed. Certainly that. If you're an employee, it's a little more complicated, but so that's an option for you. And it's very cheap. You'll need to be there. What is it? 2 days or 3 days? 2
days. We have an extra day just in case we can't get everyone into the DMV on the first day. But I'll actually take you to the agent's office. You will get a mailing address, a real legal mailing address.
Cool.
If you want to incorporate a business in South Dakota while you're there, we will do that, and they can act as your registered agent. And then we will actually accompany you as well to the DMV so you can get that new driver's license.
Now, if they want to set up a corporation in South Dakota, can you do that too?
Yes.
On that same visit, will they need to stay extra longer, or can they do that remote?
You can do that remote, or you can do it while you're on site. Certainly, if you want an LLC, you can do it on site within about 10 minutes time.
Shit,
super easy. The other group of people that this might be interesting to are those of you who want to move into freelancing or aren't ready to make that entrepreneurial leap yet, but you're somewhere in that middle ground, or you've made the leap. You don't necessarily want to leave the country. Maybe that's not in your long-term plan, but you want to reduce that tax burden and lay low. So South Dakota is a really great place to do that. And they also have very business-friendly laws.
Correct. Billie had to kind of talk me into this because I want you to leave the country, but I realize the majority of you are never going to leave, but you understand the importance of doing these things. So this is a step you could take. Again, this is for Americans only. Apologize. Even if you have a green card, I'm not sure how that will work. But so if you're an American citizen and you want to make a step to save some money in taxes, this is something super easy. What city is this, Billie? Where do they have to go?
We are going to be going to Sioux Falls, which is the largest city. And literally, you need to spend one night and get some documentation. That's it.
Yeah. It's so easy compared to international
residents. Very straightforward. You just have to know. You just have to have a physical address, and that's something that's provided for you as part of this service. And that will include mail forwarding for the next 12 months after you sign up.
God damn, really? Cool. Okay. I didn't realize that. That's great. So
we're including your hotel too. Everything's included. You show up. And
you show up, one flat fee, we cover everything. Yeah, and like all of our other residency events, Billie's going to just be with you and walk you through the step of the process. We just tell you where to go and we'll sign here. Same thing as any of our other residency services. Real basic. You don't have to, we want to make sure you don't have to think. We just have you do it and then you have it. You're done. So minimal work on your part because we want to do the work for you. We're doing this twice. So Billie's doing this once in May and then again in September. So if you can't make it in May, she's doing it twice. And say again, what's the city?
Sioux Falls.
Sorry, Sioux Falls. I didn't catch that first. Sioux Falls.
It's the biggest city in the state, and it's a very small city. It's lovely.
I didn't know they had a city.
But yeah, they have a Sonic.
I'm being an asshole. I'm being a dick. Of course they have a city, yes. Billie is doing her own masterminds. So here's the thing about this. I talk about how I'm involved in 3 companies. I like to brag about this, Billie, but I like to brag about you. Billie, how many companies do you own equity in or on the boards of directors in?
Right now, I've limited it down to 9.
Okay, it used to be 11. Now she's down to only 9. Billie has been doing this her entire life like I have. Yeah. She is a high-income, location-dependent, follows all the same models we talk about here. She is very good in areas that I am not. That's why I work with her. You'll get advice from her that you'll never get from me. Those of you who are in the business builder, you'll get advice from her you'll never get from me because we come at this in very different ways. So she is a fucking genius in this stuff. And her masterminds are a little less expensive. So you're doing one in Chicago, June 22nd. Is that correct? Yes. If any of the dates are wrong, Billie, let me know. Okay. So one in Chicago. Remember, so we're covering several cities in the U.S., for you Americans, and I'm covering Europe with the London thing. So Chicago, June 22nd. She'll do another one in Atlanta, July 13th. Mm-hmm. And again, that is bosscooperative.com/events for these. Yes. We'll put a link on the Caleb one too when that's done.
And we'll make sure to send this out to you guys as part of an email.
Yes.
So this is the one that I'm the most excited about. And it's actually called Overcoming Your Fear. And as part of that trip, we're going to be addressing fear. It'll be myself and one other coach down in Florida in the Jupiter, West Palm Beach area. So you can fly into West Palm Beach. So we'll talk about fear. We'll do some visiting alligators and do some glass bottom kayaking so we can get close to nature. And then we will go cage diving with sharks. And then on the Sunday, we will sort of have our celebration and departure. So it's going to be 3 days dedicated to overcoming fear and doing some very badass stuff. The coolest thing is that this is going to be a snorkeling tour, and you can do it either in a cage or a free dive outside of the cage. Now, I am shaped like a very cute walrus, so there's no fucking way I am swimming outside of a cage the first time. And my fear is bad enough in a cage, but I'm doing it. And I would love to have a bunch of you guys there with me. That'll be so much fun. I've wanted to do this for years. Yes, and that's going to be just a few weeks after my birthday. So come and celebrate after my 50th. We will all overcome our fears, learn the psychology, learn some coping mechanisms, and jump in that water.
August 9th through the 11th. And say the city again, Billie, sorry.
West Palm Beach, Florida.
And so you're diving you're cave diving with sharks or outside the cage.
Mm-hmm.
And you're doing glass bottom boats and you're doing snorkeling and alligators, right?
Yes. So we're doing a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah. So that's 3 days, 9, 10, 11, right?
Yep. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You'll arrive Friday afternoon, depart Sunday afternoon.
See, that's when I'll be pissed that I'll miss because I swam with the sharks where I wore the big metal thing over my head in the Bahamas. That was awesome. Matter of fact, I wanted to touch one and I said, "Can I touch the sharks?" He's like, and the guy said, "You touch them, he touch you, man." No. Okay. All right. Really quick, Michael, you are right. So I apologize. So the way this works, because of stupid fucking daylight savings, you Americans are doing this at the same time. Everyone outside the United States, this is now shifted an hour. So for future reference, these live streams are always 1 p.m. EST North American time, whatever that is. And I realize I'm in Dubai, the same problem. It's a whole hour shift for me too. You guys who do not have daylight savings, I'm sorry. There's either we piss off non-Americans or we piss off Americans, and the plurality are Americans. So we made that judgment call. So I very apologize for that. There's no way around it. I can't fix it. If I was emperor of the earth, one of the first things I would change is no more daylight savings time for anybody. That's something that we needed 150 years ago. We don't fucking need it anymore. So anyway, thank you for that. I just acknowledging you said that. You're right. I should probably make that clear. Okay. Next one. So this is one that I may be at. I haven't decided yet. So this is going to coincide. Now, these dates coincide with the Mexico Get Residency or not, Billie?
They do, intentionally.
Okay. So this is a intensive, several-day mastermind, business, and some other things with Billie. Maybe me. I'm not sure yet. Billie, why don't you talk about that? Because you're on the lead on that.
Sure. I believe Coach Christy, who's our mindfulness coach, is also going to be at this one.
Cool.
Possibly
Good.
Dennis as well. This is
Cool.
going to be a really unusual one. As Caleb described, the one where you shadow him, we will be living in a house in the jungle together outside of Cancun. And we will deep dive into whatever your issues are. The idea of it is that we live and work and play together for the entire time. So you have this really intense period with all of the coaches surrounding you and the other participants. So the idea is that we crank out as much work as we can, set you on a path to meet your goals, get to set and meet your goals going forward, and arm you with the strategies to do that. And we also have fun because I am your business auntie. I'm all about doing badass things. So we will spend half a day on the water, and the group is going to vote on what we do, whether we go snorkeling or on a catamaran or a jet boat ride, whatever. And then we will also spend a day visiting some of the cultural sites and a theme park. They have some really, really badass adventure parks in Cancun.
It's Cancun.
I went to one with my friend. I mean, we're both 40-some-year-old ladies who went in the evening. There were almost no kids there because it's late. I mean, you go there from like 7 until midnight. And we didn't even see everything. We had a great time swimming in underground rivers and driving ATVs. We didn't get to the zip lines because we just couldn't find them in the time we had. But that's going to be another one of the days where we spend at least half a day doing adventure a few times so we get a break from the intensity. But so then we can go right back to it.
And like the Paraguay and Uruguay thing, we've clicked these together. So if those of you who are interested in Mexican residency, you could do this too, because you're already going to be there. I mean, it's pretty basic.
That's right.
So yeah,
and when we do the residency trips, there are literally only 2, sometimes 3 appointments that you need to attend. So it's a lot of hurry up and wait once we're there. So it's a perfect time. True. If you want that deep attention and you want to literally live and play with your coaches, this is going to be your chance to do that down in Cancun. Yeah, and as Caleb said with his event, if this goes well, we'll definitely do some more intensives and we'll take suggestions from you in terms of where we go. I know one of the places on my radar, I do need to get to Europe in the next year or so, and probably Australia too, because I've never visited Oceania.
Yeah, we'll talk about some stuff for next year. We definitely need to do some Asia stuff. We definitely need to do some Australia stuff. We need to do some more Europe stuff. Yes, but we have all more to say about that in a few minutes. Yes. Right now, Billie is a good point. When you do the Get Residency stuff, any of them, Dubai, Mexico, Paraguay, she's right. You're there for 2 weeks, but you only have maybe 3 appointments. I mean, Dubai is like that too. You're here for like more than 2 weeks. You only have like 2 appointments. You just got to sit there and you have to be available in case they need blah, 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 blah. And you're not sure when the appointments are. So you have to hang out for a while. So that's why we're combining. So we have Paraguay, Uruguay. We've got the Cancun one, Mexican residency plus the Cancun intensive. Then you got my Dubai thing where it's Dubai residency incorporation. And then my shadow immersion thing. That's kind of why we're doing this. Give you something to do if you want to, that's why. Very good point. Is there more? That's it.
Let me see. I think that's all. We were going to do
other than the thing we'll talk about in a second, which is tentative, but go ahead.
Well, we have one other event that we're not going to be able to do this year, but we will absolutely do it next year. And that is staying on the USS Cobia, which is a World War II submarine located near Green Bay, Wisconsin, which is where the Green Bay Packers play. So we're working on putting that one together. We'll be staying on the submarine one night. We'll be staying in a hotel one night. We'll be visiting historic Lambeau Field where the Green Bay Packers play. And we'll be visiting something called Bay Beach, which is an amusement park owned by the city of Green Bay. And the theme of that event is going to be unconventional thinking. Because if any of you were paying attention, Wisconsin does not border any oceans. It doesn't make a whole hell of a lot of sense that there would be a big ass submarine in the middle of the state. But we have some pretty interesting history and some very unconventional thinking that led to 28 submarines being built for the war effort in Wisconsin.
That many?
Yeah,
I didn't even know that. Holy
28
shit.
in Manitowoc, Wisconsin.
That's
So
hilarious.
just super cool. I love submarines. I'm super interested in submarine history and warfare. So I know I'm like a dude bro in a lot of ways. But dudes, next year, let's totally stay on the submarine.
Is that first quarter next year tentative, right? Or no? Or
No, that'll have to be second quarter because Wisconsin is
Okay.
too cold at that time of year.
Oh, right.
So that will be spring of next year, unless unless we can get an open date. I'm working with them now for autumn. So if I can get a date for this year, we'll do it. But I'm not promising it. So we'll promise it definitely for next year.
I'm putting up the screen really fast. Those of you who came in late, if you came in late for the live, or go watch the recording or listen to the podcast. Last thing, Billie gave me this idea. I've mentioned a few times on some of these, and you guys all lost your fucking minds, and I got a bunch of emails. So we're going to do this with some caveats. So Antarctica. So this will be something that Billie and I are doing together. You will fly to, what's the name of the city in Argentina, Billie?
I don't know how to pronounce it correctly, but I think it's Ushuaia.
Yeah. It's
at the bottom of Argentina.
Southern tip of Argentina. So you have to figure out how to get there. We can work with you on how to get there. You fly there. Then we're on a boat. And it's 10 days or 8 days?
It is a ship.
Excuse me.
It is 10 days.
10-day event. And so you're on the ship most those days. We'll have events and stuff to do on the ship. You will actually get to Antarctica. You'll spend, how many days you spend actually in Antarctica on the coast? Like three-ish?
So 4 days going through the Drake Passage each. So 2 days each way through the Drake Passage down to Antarctica. And then 6 days kind of bobbing around. Depending on weather, we should be able to make landings most days, if not every day. We found an adventure that allows us for an overnight on the ice. So we'd be able to actually spend the night in Antarctica and do
I want to spend the night on the ice.
Kayaking, stand-up paddleboarding, etc. For those who are interested in those.
Where do you sleep on the ice? Do you sleep? Is there like a bunker? Or are there tents? Where do you sleep on the ice?
You sleep under the clear, beautiful sky.
What?
In a big ass sleeping bag. Yeah.
It's too cold.
How does that work? Oh, so Caleb's a wuss. We'll talk about it more.
What the fuck, man?
You just dress warmly. As an outdoor girl who lives in very cold place, I've done snowshoe races at 35 below zero. You just wear layers, not a big deal.
What about your face?
Wear a balaclava.
Like your nose?
You wear a balaclava if you keep things warm.
Okay.
You know,
I'll do it. I'll do it. I want to sleep on it. I want to spend the night in Antarctica. I'm going to spend the night there. Cool. All right. Shit.
Exactly. Okay, cool. So I've wanted to do this and the Galapagos my whole life. None of my friends were willing to go to Antarctica until I mentioned it to Caleb, who said, "Oh my God, I'll go." So guys, save your pennies. This is not going to be inexpensive. It's going to be pretty pricey, but you're going to have access to us every day.
Yep. All right. So here's how we're doing this. And I'm giving you a warning now, not a warning. I'm giving you a heads up now. I will send an email about this too. A few things. Logistically, it's a little difficult. You have to fly to the southern tip of Argentina, and it's an 8-day event. And then you come back to the southern tip of Argentina, and then you fly back home. Cool. Maybe we can combine it with some, Billie and I will talk about this. You can always give us your opinions too. Maybe we can combine it with some kind of thing we do in Buenos Aires or Paraguay or Uruguay, because we're all going to be there anyway. Maybe. It's not the greatest time of the year to do that because it's going to be really hot. that time of year, that part of, if you go a little more north. Anyway, so the way this is going to work is this is expensive. You're on a ship for 8 days and you're going to
10
fucking
days.
Antarctica. So you're looking at more than $10,000. Sorry. That's how much it costs to go to Antarctica. So here's how I'm going to play this. Because of that price point and because of the logistical difficulty of doing all this. Now, I'm giving you a year to figure this out. I'm giving you a year to save up. That's why I'm telling you this a year in advance, okay? But because the price point, which we have no control over, I don't control these prices. I would make it $3,000 if I could, but I can't. So because the price point and the logistics, here's how I'm going to do this. When we have specific dates nailed down, it'll be, time frame, February or January 2025. Okay, that's the time frame. 8 days,
10 days,
just over 10 grand. Okay,
Caleb, let me correct you. It's 10 days on the boat, other ship.
Sorry, 10 day. Oh shit. Okay, 10 days, more than 10,000, not much more, but in that price range. Okay, here's how I'm going to do this. When we set up the exact dates and an agenda and all that stuff and all the information how to get there, we set it all up. We'll have the website ready. If you want to do this with us, you sign up. You have to make a deposit, $2,000 or $3,000 deposit, 100% non-refundable unless we cancel the event. And the way that works, the reason we're doing that is that way we know we have enough people to sign up to make this worth doing or not. If we don't get enough people signing up, we can't do it. So we can't just rely on, I'll do it, and then we do it and no one signs up. Make sense? So you make a deposit. And it could be, we do this well in advance. Your deposit goes toward the total cost. When we get to a certain number of people, we lock in the event, and then you pay us whenever you can, as long as it's before the event. And then if we don't get an X number of people making the deposit by a certain date, we will then cancel the event and refund your money. We'll do it well in advance before you buy any plane tickets. That's how we'll do this. And as always, if a bunch of people do this, I've been surprised. Sometimes stuff, you guys can sue. I'm like, we'll get 2 or 3 people and we get a whole pile of people doing it. Then we'll do it every year. Great. That's fine. I would go to Antarctica every year. Hell yeah. That's fine. We'll do it a regular thing. But it's up to you guys to sign up. So good.
Yeah. There are a lot of places I want to go, guys. So, Easter Island, Abu Dhabi, there are just a bazillion places to go. So your business auntie is always going to come up with adventures.
Yep.
This is going to be a special one. There is a question in the chat. Could the price go down depending on the number of people signing up? Probably not.
No,
we don't have control of at least
hard
15
costs.
people for me to be able to negotiate those prices at all.
Really? 15?
Yeah. If we get 15, I can start to do something. But until that point, there's literally nothing I can do because we can't negotiate the hard cost.
Then the answer is yes. If we get 15 guys, now it's not going to go down to, if it's 11,000 or 12,000, it's not going to go to 5,000. It'll be from 12,000 to I don't know, who knows, 10 or 9,000, a few thousand less to be clear.
Maybe 1,000 or 2,000 off that price.
There you go. Yeah, we don't have control. These are hard. We don't have control. We're not putting on the event. We sub this out because we don't know about it. We're not Antarctica experts. We don't know the fuck we're doing. So we're dealing with experts here. They're not. It's Antarctica. It's not cheap.
The other thing is that we are not going to go on a major cruise ship with a bunch of 300 passengers where you're waiting all fucking day to do anything. We're going to go on a small ship with less than 100 passengers so that we can all disembark at one time. We're not going to be waiting around for Zodiacs and for the other opportunities to do things.
It's our ship.
It's definitely going to be a small ship experience.
Right. That's what you want.
Exactly. I don't want to be packed like a sardine into a ship. That.
Right. Okay. That's it on events. Is there anything you wanted to bring up before I go into questions, Billie, about events? Did I forget anything? We good?
No, just make sure to sign up. The earlier you do, the better. I'm pretty awesome to hang out with. Caleb's okay to hang out with. So just to do it.
So I'm going to say this one more time. Those of you listening, calebjones.com/events. And then for the Billie stuff, although we'll put both on both, bosscooperative.com/events. And again, if you go to Caleb Jones, those of you live on the live right this second, if you go to Caleb Jones one, it's not 100% complete yet. There's most of the stuff there, but not all of it. Give me 24 hours, it'll all be there.
And we'll put reciprocal links out for each other on our pages
we'll
as
do that.
well.
We'll put all, so you have to go to multiple websites. Right. Correct. Okay. Questions. I'm going to scroll up here where I saw a few.
So I saw one
Hang on.
question about South Dakota and why I would choose that over some of the other states like Florida, Tennessee,
Yeah, go ahead.
Washington.
Yep.
Two reasons. Number one, cost of living is very low in South Dakota. Number two, the state is actively making themselves more and more attractive. So in the last maybe 2 to 3 years, South Dakota has become the place that even foreign entities are coming to in the US because of the favorable business laws. So that is why I choose it. Again, it's also a very conservative state, so change happens very glacially slowly there. Whereas I think Washington, Florida are going to be
Yep.
more susceptible to the labor laws coming out of California surrounding
Accurate.
freelancers. So because I'm slightly risk averse that way when it comes to labor law, I choose South Dakota, where those laws are going to be held at bay for a very long time by their conservative populace.
Do you see Jason Blevins' question? It's a business question. You see that? You should take that.
The best Alpha 2.0 business for someone in sales selling high ticket coaching offers to people wanting to start information business.
You want to take that, or you want me to take that?
Why
He's asking
don't you
both of
take
us.
it? Because I have to wrap my head around that.
Okay. In both your opinions, what is the best Alpha 2.0 business for someone currently working as sales, selling high ticket coaching offers to people who want to start information business? Well, that's a very general question. So if you are in sales now, I say this to all you sales guys, the world is your oyster. This is a lot easier for you. You just need to pick the mechanism, what you want to sell. So do you want to sell something that you design yourself? Yes or no? You don't have to. The answer is yes. Get to work and come up with a coaching service or something like that, a B2C coaching service, but it's business related. Great. If not, you find someone like me, or I'm making semi joke, Dan Locke. Do you work for Dan Locke? Someone like that who has a high ticket program where the commissions are pretty good, and you talk to those people, and you're just an outside sales rep for those kind of people.
Mhm.
You're basically an outside sales rep, outside sales firm. And if you do that, I would recommend you have at least 2 or 3 clients, not just one guy. What if he turns out to be an asshole? What if he goes out of business? What if he gets divorced? What if? So you rep 2 or 3 different people. And then you can also offer, you're also like a broker. You can offer different services for different people, depending on who you talk to. Or you set up your own thing, which is a different business model. But either one will work for you if you have business skills. That's great. Okay. Billie will hang out for a while. You have any questions, business questions, or 5 Flags questions for Billie or myself? Now is the time. Type them into the chat, and we will answer them. Let's see. Is there? Let's see.
Let's see. Dee asked about getting Mexican residency. You need at least 2 weeks in that country, or can it be shorter? The answer to that is it could technically be shorter, but we never know until we're down there in terms of whether you'll have 2 different meetings or 3.
Mm-hmm.
And so we spend a lot of our time there. It's a hurry up and wait situation. They'll call us the night before and say, okay, we got you in for tomorrow.
Right. That's how this works.
Let's just say we could get it done earlier. We can't guarantee anything that a government does, but we do try to make the trips as short as possible. So the Mexico residency, I think, is 10 days. So we do try to shorten it as much as we can, but that's
we don't want
that we can allow.
Yeah, we don't want to second guess. We don't want to say, oh, 6 days, and then you're down there and we say, shit, sorry, can you stay another 4 days? We don't want to do that. That would really piss you off. So we have to set the max time to make sure that no matter what happens, you're covered. And even then, shit happens. When I was with the Dubai guys in November, one guy had to fly out and come back, was a mess. Even when you pad it, sometimes things happen. So that's why we have to do that. One of you asking, what is the best African countries to do business in and relocate to, especially French-speaking ones? If you do a search on the Unchained CEO YouTube channel, just search on Africa, and I list the top 11 countries that I think are the best growth countries in Africa, and I go through a detail on those. Just search. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I lay it out in that video. Let's see. Hang on. Did I miss any questions above? Hang on a second. If If you have questions, now's the time. How are we doing on time here? Okay, I'm good for a little bit. How much of a nightmare scenario will the collapse be? Excuse me, for most people. What are the immediate everyday things, in your opinion, that most people will face? Depends on the scenario that occurs. So when I talk about collapse, it's one of 5 different scenarios. I'll list them really quick. It depends on which 5 there is, because we don't know which one it'll be. Secession, which would be the best one, but the least likely. Slow decline, like Portugal. Currency crisis, which is what I think it'll be, either hyperinflation or hyperdeflation. War or authoritarianism. No, excuse me, war or terrorism. And then authoritarian asshole or asshole-esque. Could be a woman. Could be a Donald Trump type or a Hillary Clinton type, either one. And it could be, in UK, Germany. So it depends which of those 5 it is. Then it would tell you what you're going to have to deal with. Get an international backup plan. Set up something so when there's a problem, you can go somewhere. Instead of saying, what's the worst that could happen? Set up something so if something happens, you're okay. I can go to Paraguay. I can go to Mexico. I can go all over the place. If you have nowhere to go, you have nowhere to go. So, see, that's why I don't have to worry about this stuff. I'm in Dubai. I'm not worried about Dubai, but I don't have to worry about what if something happens to Dubai. Doesn't matter. I have all kinds of options. I have all kinds of places to go to. It's okay. Africa is booming. The population is. Yes, correct. Correct, it is. Let's see. Hang on. I'm not sure I answered the questions all above. I don't think we missed any. Did I?
I don't see any.
Okay. Okay. We covered all at once. All right. I'm going to go back down. If you have any questions, business questions or 5 flags questions. You have 2 high-income, successful business owners for the next 15, 20 minutes or so. So we can answer whatever you like. Hang on. Let me scroll back down.
Actually, Caleb,
Billie,
I have to fly in 10 minutes.
You got to go 10 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Billie, you have to go 10 minutes?
I do.
Okay, cool.
But let's answer what the questions you do have, guys.
Yeah, we've got 10 minutes, guys. So there's one there from D. See that one at the bottom? Second from the top. Second from the bottom.
So that's an interesting question, D. What is the most that we have paid for a travel-related event or workshop, like the snorkeling, food tour in France, etc.? I've thought of a workshop business around art. So I haven't paid a lot for them, but I have organized them and charged a lot. It really just it can be a great business. It depends on your network. How successful you are at networking and paying attention to very minute detail so that you're curating an experience, not just an event. Personally, the most I've paid is around $6,000 for 4 days of horseback riding instruction. Literally, I used to work with a bunch of French Olympic dressage riders. That thing where you wear like a top hat and a tailcoat and looks like the horse is dancing. It's not, by the way.
Is that dressage?
Dressage, yep.
Dressage, so yeah.
That was my sport for years and years. And there was the guy who had just won the World Cup. His name is George Williams. George was doing a clinic. I was invited to participate in it. It cost a lot of money. I personally couldn't afford that back at the time. So my client who owned the horse I was competing paid for it for me. So that's the most I've personally, had shelled out on my behalf. What about you, Caleb? You invest differently than I do in this sort of education. What have you spent going to an event?
Well, it wasn't an experience. It was business shit, just like a mastermind type stuff. You're more into the events than I am. I just do the boring business shit. The most I've ever paid, the most I have paid for an event. Let me think a minute. More than 20 grand. Let me think a minute. 25 grand. Have I paid 30 grand for something? 25 grand. I remember paying for that. I might have paid 30 for something. I remember how much that was. There is, you know what? It's interesting. There is a mastermind type thing here in Dubai with 8-figure people, and I was invited, and it's the price point's like 35,000. It's here in Dubai. I have to travel. I'm considering. I'm trying to cut expenses lately, but so yeah, 25,000 is the most I've spent. But it wasn't an event. It was it was a business thing. I'm trying to remember the most I've ever spent on a vacation. I don't think,
Oh, I
I
don't
want to say it
do
wasn't, I think I
vacations.
wasn't 25,000. I think the most I went on a vacation with Pink Firefly and I was maybe 15,000 for a few days. I don't remember.
Was that
Because even Maldives
Maldives?
wasn't that expensive. You can do a
Okay.
lot of cool shit that's not that expensive if you look around.
Yeah, I'm more
Yeah.
about like having creative fun than spending money.
Yeah.
I'm really good at spending money on other people and
Yeah.
donating things and being charitable. But when it comes to buying things for myself, I stink. This trip to the Galapagos is the most expensive splurge I've ever made on myself. And y'all know that we're not going. So, and I'm not able to get much of a refund. So
I was going to ask. Yeah, that fucking
they're
sucks.
willing to give us 25% of a refund
Uh,
as a credit.
One thing
So
about those of you looking at doing live events, Billie kind of touched on this. You need to be very detail oriented, which by the way, I am not, to put on an event that works well. Putting on an event is extraordinarily complicated. Even if it's a very simple event, you have no idea the number of things you have to do. When I used to do regular professional speaking where people would hire me to speak for keynotes and stuff years ago, I would work with meeting planners. These are the most stressed out people you ever meet in your fucking life because it's just there's 10,000 things going on and they're just stressed out of their mind. So if you're going to do live events, by the way, there's a lot of money in live events because people crave, we've certainly proven this in our business, people crave that real contact, person to person, be in a digital age. These events are becoming more and more popular. So it's absolutely a viable business model. You just have to, either you or someone you hire better be very, very good and very structured in terms of detail and all the bullshit you got to put up with. And I mean, Billie knows, but
I
yeah.
mean, you could spend as much or you could charge as much or as little as you want. There
Yeah.
are some trips that we would organize trips, buying trips to Germany for horses, or Holland. And
Yeah.
those trips would be around $12,000 to $15,000 just to come over with us and get the introductions to some of the stables. So it included nothing except us going with you and introducing you to some stables and seeing some horses that were available for sale. That's it.
Caleb, you and Andrew Henderson mentioned that Colombia is rising just as fast as Southeast Asia. Correct. Are you suggesting that Colombia is a good place to do business? It is a fucking fantastic place to do business, especially if you speak Spanish. Absolutely. Better than anywhere in the Latin world in terms of pure business. Colombia is the top of the list. Yes, better than Mexico. Mexico's good. There's a lot, and Uruguay is good. Ecuador is pretty good. Who knows what happened to El Salvador, but Colombia, absolutely yes. If you get an investment visa in Dubai, does the apartment you buy to live in count, or does it have to be a traditional rental property that you intend on collect income on? I don't think they care. As long as you physically own it, I don't think I'm 90% sure I don't think they care. Once you have to buy it, and you have to buy it based on the laws they have here. They have very different mortgage law. If you pay cash, then you're fine. I don't know how much money you have. If you have high net worth, you just pay cash and you're done. It doesn't matter. If you want to borrow the money, it's like mortgages here are like 6 or 7 years, not 30 years. They don't do that. That's insane American shit. And that's collapse stuff. They make you like they used to in the 1950s. You pay for the house. They give you 6, 7 years to pay it off. And you can also buy a place before it's built. A lot of people do that here. So you start the payments, 6-year payment structure. You can't even move in for 2 years, but then you're locked in and you're covered. The prices are going up anyway, so it doesn't matter. So yeah. Any other questions? Because Billie has to go. I'll wait. Actually, I should probably go. Yeah, I should probably go in a few minutes too. Any other questions? Billie and I hang out for another 20, 30, 40 seconds. Because as soon as I say, okay, bye, then there's 14 questions that pile in the chat.
Inevitably.
Business questions, 5 flash questions on anything. I will wait 20 seconds while I take a drink of water and calm my voice down.
I forgot mine in the other room. And if I go to get it, the dogs will go nutso because they'll
I already heard a dog.
done.
I heard a dog in the background.
Yeah, there's traffic passing by.
On the events, there are certain dates you have to sign up, especially the Get Resi events. There are deadlines to sign up. That some of them are like 3 months in advance because there's paperwork. Like the Parg one in particular, it's like 3-4 months in advance. Matter of fact, I got to talk to you about this, Billie, offline. The Paraguay event, you don't have a lot of time to sign up for that. You need to sign up like really soon because it could take 3 months to get paperwork from your stupid government. So just be aware of
If
this.
you're
There's deadlines.
American, if you're American, it takes that long. If you live anywhere
Thank
else in
you.
the
If
world,
you're,
you're not going to have to fuck around for 2 months to get your documents back.
oh, really? It's America. All right. So if you're an American,
America's the worst by far.
thank you for making that clear. If you're an American and you want to do Paraguay, you need to sign up. Like, we'll send out an email and I'll make a note. We'll put it on the website. You need to sign up like pretty damn soon.
Like
Really
in
quick.
the next
And
3 to 4 weeks maximum.
maybe not even that. I mean, maybe not. I mean, we're almost 120 days out, like in a week. So maybe not even that. But yeah, if you're in the United States or Canada, we can do payments. So you click the link, you'll probably talk to Billie if you have questions, and we can figure it out. So you can make payments on it. That's okay, especially if you live in the United States or Canada. But still, there's a hard deadline for the Paraguay thing because, especially, thank you for everybody. Is there any other country besides, before you go, is there any other country besides America that there's a long waiting period for the docs? Like Australia,
No.
okay?
Australia has been very, very easy. Most of the European countries we've dealt with have been easy. I've only
UK
dealt
is
with
okay?
a couple of Asian countries, including India.
Mhm.
Those have taken a little bit longer, but they've all been much more rapid than the US. We're talking weeks rather than months.
Did you guys, you Americans hear what Billie just said? America is the worst country for getting documentation. It's fucking America.
It's
America has the money and the technology
horrible.
for you to literally press a fucking button and get it instantly. But you got to wait 3 months because it's America. Does that give you a hint, you Americans? Yeah.
Yeah.
There you
And
go.
here's what happened. Just, quick backstory. The government had a service where you could walk in and, get
Yes.
same-day service on these
Right.
documents. But when the pandemic came, they shut that down and they've never opened it up again.
They never open
So
it back
all of
up
these
again.
companies that are literally across the street that used to, send agents over to sign things can't do anything. Nothing. Everything has to be done via snail mail.
Which is what I predicted in May of 2020. All these restrictions that they're going to kick in, a lot of these will be forever. They won't just lift them when the pandemic is over. I literally said that, and now here we are. So yes,
Yeah.
Great. Wonderful.
Yep. So if you're American, just get your documents as soon as you can if you're thinking about doing it.
CalebJones.com/events. There's a link there that will take you right to the Paraguay page. If you want to talk to one of us, actually, you'll talk to Billie. You can either sign up right there on the website, or you could discuss it with Billie if you have questions on, well, I'm from this country or that country, what's involved, and she can take care of all that stuff for you. But there's an urgency to this. And then you'll have the Dubai and the Mexico GRs coming up a few months after that. So we have hard deadlines for these things. Some of the other events you could wait a little longer, but the get rid stuff, you got to jump on it now. So cool.
But I would also add that the mastermind events and the immersive events with Caleb and myself, those are going to sell out really fast. They always do, because they're so limited in the number of participants that we can have. So I know that
sell out
so quick.
Yeah. Before we go really quick, and then I'm going to end this. The masterminds that I do in an English speaking country, we always sell out 5 people. Always. The only time you go to a mastermind and there's less than 5 people means that people have canceled. Now, if it's not an English speaking country, then it depends. But if it's an English speaking, like the United States, and most of them are doing the US, and I'm doing one in London, that's an English speaking country, they sell out really quick. There's no deadline, but as soon as we hit 5 people, we close down the site. We can't have more than 5 people because then it wouldn't work. We want to make sure that you get your time. So Billie, thank you for letting me know. You're right about that. Masterminds fill up really quick. So be aware of that. There's also a virtual deadline for masterminds as well. Right. Cool. All right. Thank you, Billie. I'm going to let you go. I'm going to end this. I will see you guys for the other stuff on Wednesday, and I will be back here. And again, if you're not in the United States, yes, this has shifted an hour because of stupid daylight savings. I apologize, but such is the way of the world.
Exactly.
Thank you, Billie.
Thanks for having me, Caleb. See you guys. Great talking to you.
Thanks,
See you in
guys.
a couple of weeks.
Bye.